Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is the FloTrack podcast. I'm Kevin. He is Gordon. FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com is the email address. Like and subscribe. The YouTube page. We have our own YouTube channel. Our community, it's growing and growing every day. Come be a part of it. Gordon, happy Monday to you. Our last, regular week before we get into the holidays schedule.
Yes, we're halfway to Christmas, man. It's December 12th.
We're more than halfway to Christmas.
No, halfway.
Halfway in December to Christmas, But if you start in January, we're way past halfway.
I guess true.
Do you stand at mile 25 of a marathon and say, you're halfway?
No, I guess it's a good point. But did you do any Christmas things yet?
Went and saw some lights.
Okay.
All the shopping is done, but it was all done online.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all decorated. No thanks to me, but...
You got all your shopping done before December 12th.
Again, no thanks to me. Well, when you... Listen, you want to hear some advice?
Yes.
To you?
Advice from Kevin.
Yeah. See, I'm older. You have a family. You really just care about... Now, better people than I are probably still getting presents for aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, all that stuff. But when you have a family, you're really just concerned about the family.
The 3 kids, yeah.
So if the kids have the present, if the wife has a present, I close up shop at that point. Then I'm good. Anything else after that is icing on the cake. So, you're in a weird spot because you're kind of bouncing through life aimlessly. Who do you give, but in a good way. Who's worthy of a present in your world? Does your brother get a present? Your parents? Which friends are on that top tier?
I mean,
it's tough.
There is a certain person in my life who I talk to over 3 hours every week.
Yeah.
And I see them all the time.
Yeah.
I went to another state with this person and did a whole hour-long podcast with. I thought I was going to get him a gift, but if I'm not in that inner circle.
Yeah, you don't have to give me anything, man.
No?
You don't have to give me anything.
Okay, I got to return that thing.
You didn't get me it. You're going to give me the Eagles plaque, weren't you?
Maybe I'll get the Eagles plaque.
Because they're going to get another NFC East title, so you don't need to get...
I know.
Yeah.
I need an update. Yeah. I'll give that one, and I'll give myself... I'll give Colt the other one.
Yeah.
No, but weekend was good. I also did Christmas things.
Yeah.
The Trail of Lights. Saw the lights. But I need your help. I got a note on my...
Oh, an actual note?
Yeah, I got a note.
Is this running related?
No, it's Gordon related.
Oh, okay. Let me hear it.
I need advice of what I should do.
Okay.
So this was on my doorstep yesterday when I opened my door. It's real.
Oh, don't say the person's name.
I won't.
Okay.
I could say his first name because it's a great first name.
Okay.
I won't say his name.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is
blank.
I own the house next door. I am concerned about one of your trees and I would like to talk to you. My number is blank. I am talking about the tree that is leaning towards my house. Please call me at your earliest convenience. Thanks. I saw the tree.
Yeah.
I do have a tree.
I've seen this tree, I think.
That might take out his house.
It's at a really unhealthy angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what am I going to do?
Well, you don't own the house.
I don't.
So I think you should call him.
Okay.
Knock on the door and give him the number of the person who owns your house.
The person who owns my house lives in Israel.
Well, they can still order someone to take down a tree. Or they can
Here's the thing.
They can get an arborist out there.
All right, it's time.
Trees are serious business, dude. You don't want to mess with trees.
I like the tree, though.
Well, you don't have any say. You don't own the house.
It's my tree. It's in my yard.
No, it's not your tree.
Well, he doesn't have it. There's a person.
He doesn't either. But this is between him and the guy who owns your house.
Because I like the tree because it keeps it shaded. And I'm going to be honest. A lot of trees have been going down in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There was another big one that fell into the street, and it's losing its charm.
Yeah.
The great thing about it, I felt like I was in a jungle. And I'm losing the jungle feel, and this guy's trying to take out another one of my trees.
Concerned about your trees, I would like to talk to you. I'm talking about the trees leaning towards my house.
I remember a time on this podcast, Gordon, when you said, I'm ready for this tree to fall on my house.
Yeah.
That's a different one. That's a different tree.
Yeah.
That tree's leaning towards my house. There's another tree leaning towards his house.
I don't think you have any credibility when it comes to trees. I think you should.
I just don't want the only solution is to kill the tree. And I don't want to even have that conversation because I don't want the tree to leave.
But it's not up to you. He should go around you, though. He should circumvent you. He should try to Google who the actual property owner is and get that guy on the line. That's what he should do. But maybe he thinks you're the property owner.
Maybe I am. I am not.
You don't have that much money, man.
I do not have that much money. No, but I I wanted to know what your thoughts on if I should,
So if this was me and I own the house, because I own my house.
Yeah. Okay, nice little humble brag. Okay, let's talk about track.
No. What I would do, I don't know. This is the stuff of this can go bad.
It can go bad,
right? Because
I don't want like tree wars starting up.
Exactly. Now, if you're cool with your neighbor,
I'd never spoken to him.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's different. I mean, to me, I know I just had a bunch of trees out. Just the risk of damage to your property, other people, cars, like it's tough. You don't want to pay. Like, I don't know. I'd get rid of it. I'd trim it up.
Okay.
But it's funny he says I'd like talking about one of your trees. It's the tree that's directly in my house.
I did look at it.
Yeah.
It is legit like 90% in his property, but just the base is in my property.
Okay, and the leaves are probably dumping all on the...
Yeah, I don't think it's the leaves. I think it's the fear of death.
So here, if I'm his house, and that's your house, show me what angle the tree is at.
You're the house?
Yeah, use your arm. I'm his house.
I'll be the tree.
Yeah, your arm can just be the tree.
It's like this.
Oh my gosh. And he waited this long?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's been very patient with you.
Yeah.
Maybe he talked to the previous tenant about it.
It's like leaning on like the telephone wire too. It's like
so the whole thing is sitting over his tree.
It's bad.
Okay, it's got to go.
No, it's my tree. I love the tree.
I'm with him.
All right, we'll see.
All right. What does Colt have up here? Colt got bored. All right, we're gonna talk about.
What's on the rundown today?
Euro cross country. We have another high school state championship. David Rudisha was
championship? National championship.
There's been so many of them. David Rudisha, people probably saw the news, involved in a plane crash. He's okay. And then this crazy story involving the AIU, who suspended an Albanian long jumper for falsifying a mark to get in the Olympics, and a bunch of other countries are listed as well as potentially being ones that are going to have to do a little bit of extra due diligence now because they're on this list of potentially banned countries or suspicious countries based on putting in erroneous marks. But we can start with Euro XC.
Let's do it.
You want to start with Euro XC? Jakob Ingebrigtsen. If I had to sum up Jakob Ingebrigtsen, I'd say Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Oh, hold on. What is this? I like
the tree. It's staying.
Throw that up before, Cole. Well, this is a loose podcast. Cole, did you do this yourself?
Yes.
Nice.
I like that. That's my quote of the year.
I like
that's. I'm gonna just hand. You know what? I'm gonna take this,
print
it out.
This is the note. Okay,
I'm
I see.
Give it to him. I like the tree. It's staying.
Okay.
Take that.
That is similar to Gordon's handwriting too. And
that's how I
lack
do my
of
Ds.
capitalization for I would be perfect. I like the tree. It's staying.
Let's talk about track. It's a track and field podcast, right?
Yeah. Here
Let's
we go.
do it.
All right. Eurocross. Let's talk about it. Jakob Ingebrigtsen. The guy, he's a winner, and he likes to win. He goes to every meet. He does. He goes to every meet.
That sounds like an analysis I would say.
Yeah.
He's a winner and he likes to win.
Yeah, I mean, he wins what he does. But see, not every winner is going to show up everywhere. But Jakob Ingebrigtsen, anytime there's a medal to be handed out, he shows up. Doesn't matter if it's a world championship or a European championship or a Norwegian championship. I remember back when he was still in the junior ranks, he'd go to like European juniors and run like 3 or 4 events. He just likes to collect a ton of medals. So he completely, doesn't surprise me at all that he gets this win. He's got another European title to his name, wins it over Emil Kyrres, and then Isaac Kameli of Belgium was third. So pretty good field there. Kameli's a legit guy. Ingebrigtsen, you'd think, hey, he's a 1,500 meter runner. And he runs a 5,000 too, but you wouldn't think cross country is his natural home. But again, anytime there's a title at stake, anytime there's something to be won, he goes out there and he gets it done. So
how many has he won in a row now?
He's the biggest name, and I don't even know. You lose
probably
track.
Like 6, right?
Well, then you go back to U23 and you go out to U20. It's just like he shows up every single time. And I know European countries, and this is something I think it's pretty cool about the European countries, they take the continental championships seriously, more so obviously than we do here in the United States. But he's the biggest name in distance running in Europe on the men's side, and he just continues to show up and show up and show up. This course was awesome, had ups and downs. They ran through the building. I'm sure you saw that little clip there. They get creative with their courses out there in Europe. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that he does this.
It's not Eurocross without an Ingebrigtsen crossing the finish line first.
Exactly.
On the women's side, I don't know.
Grovedal.
won it over Klosterhoffen, so that was a big win to take it over Coco there. I thought I was more also impressed with Charles Hicks winning the U23 back-to-back cross-country titles for him. NCAA. What do you think was harder for him? Winning the NCAA title against Nico Young or winning the U23 Euro title?
Probably NCAAs, but Euro, they get the team title as well there too, which big win for Great Britain. Obviously, England lost in the World Cup, so giving the country some good news there. Yeah, you take the news that you can get.
So you're saying all the England fans out there,
yeah,
they went 2 for 3. They got Hicks winning NCAAs, got Hicks winning Euro 23s, and then they lost to France. So how many people in England would take that trade-off?
0. And also I'm looking at mixed relay final, Italy, Spain, France. So they were not, Great Britain was not able to get the mixed relay title as well too. But it's another good run for Hicks. U23, that's an interesting division. I don't know.
It's basically the version of NCAA.
Yeah. So it kind of makes sense. And then U20s, I guess, high school. Yeah. Good race in the high school side of things. Nicholas Griggs got caught at the end by Will Barnico. That's a cool video, too, if you haven't seen that. Grovedal is solid, though. I wasn't surprised that she beat Klosterhoffen. I like that the big names showed up. You had somebody in pretty much every race that people were familiar with and had been following. Obviously, in the United States, we were more familiar with Hicks because he just ran and won that NCAA title. So, but big story to me is Jakob. In form, like he always is. He creates all these checkpoints, so you just never forget about him. Like, hey, I'm here. And then he'll show up, Leven, indoors. He'll run 3:32. Yeah, I'm still here. All right, and then he'll show up to an early Diamond League, and then he'll continue to crush it throughout the summer. I like how he loves to race. You have as a fan of the sport, you want to see people compete in the sport. Jakob competes, and it's fun to see. And he competes in a bunch of different seasons too.
Was Jake Whiteman here?
Jake Whiteman, I don't believe was here. Still trying to get that matchup. Dude, it's literally not going to happen until World Championships. They're not even in the same semis.
Yeah.
It's going to be the World Championship final when Jake Whiteman shows up. Are you prepared for that?
I am. Yeah. I don't think Jake is, though.
I mean, I would laugh hysterically if we literally didn't see them run again until the World Championship.
What if they just never run it? Like there's an injury or Jakob's I'm just doing 5.
They never compete again. That would be really frustrating. That would make me angry. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think he's run since Commonwealth, right? Or no, he ran Fifth Avenue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. No, he wasn't there. Bummer. But Jakob was. Big up to him. Let's go. Let's talk high school side of things. The Champs Sports National Cross Country Championships, formerly East Bay, formerly FloTrack, formerly Kinney. We got them all. We remember it for a long time as FloTrack, and it's sort of ingrained in our brains. We always just naturally say, hey, who won FloTrack? Hey, it's FloTrack this weekend. Same course, though. Balboa Park, iconic course. 2 really good races. Women's race, it was exciting. I don't know if you saw this battle. Bologna, Shea, and Noah on the last, they had that crazy hill that they run twice. And it's just as crazy of a downhill as it is an uphill. And the downhill creates separation as much as the uphill. But it was Bologna pulling away. She's going to Colorado next year. Usually we don't pay attention to times in cross country, and for a good reason. But at this course, because the course is the same.
And the weather's always typically the same.
Exactly. And the weather never really changes because it's in San Diego. 16:49 is a fast time. That's a fast time for Bologna. But it was a good race, Shea and it's just fun to watch them go at it. We talked about the NXN race and how it was kind of interesting when you had the 3 Newbury Park runners up there and nobody was cooperating with each other. Well, of course, nobody's going to cooperate up front here either. But just the urgency that is present in high school cross country is so fun to watch. It feels like every 400 meters, just the finish line is right there. They're just going at it. They don't care about conserving energy. They don't think about hey, let me tuck in here. There's just go, 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 go the whole way. So the girls race was awesome. Guys race, a little bit more one-sided, although it turned into a little bit closer battle. In in that final mile. But Cole Matthiessen, 14:56 over Noah Brecker. He really pulled away over that last hill. Tall guy, I think 6'3", Colorado commit.
Think he can dunk?
As well. Yeah, I think he can dunk. But that's a quick time there, too. So 2 Colorado commits get the win in San Diego at the Champs Sports National Championship.
So what do you think about Cole Matheson's potential? I mean, it's a time. Wasn't the time similar to what Drew Hunter ran?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can actually sort of measure up. Now, sometimes people go out a little bit quicker. Sometimes, as much as we talk about high school runners just going for it, not having any strategy. Well, some people, they're either going to go with the pack or they're not. But, yeah, it looks like he could become another one in the long line of success stories at Colorado. Same with on the girls' side as well, too.
Yeah. It's kind of cool when like both winners are going to the same school.
Yeah.
Like the timing of that.
So we are obviously fragmented though now, right? We live in a world where there's multiple high school national championships. Yes. So, it's tough. Like if Irene Riggs was in this race, right? If Aaron Solomon's in this race, if Lex and Leo Young are in this race, like how different.
Well, Cole finished what, 4th at NXN?
Is that right?
I think it was 4th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. But it's not, every race is a little bit different, and they're so close together. It's tough to measure. I did see that Simeon Birnbaum, the sub 4 miler, he made it into that top. Pull those results up again. What was he top? Was he 4th? Colt, we lost Colt. Where'd Colt go? There he is, boys. Birnbaum 4th. Yeah, 15:11. You'd assume he's more of a miler.
Yeah,
but still a good result for him.
So, Kevin.
Yeah.
We can now put an official bow on the high school, professional. I guess no, technically can't do it professional.
Yeah, we can't because you're talking about cross country? We can't. We got a comment from Adam. Are you going to talk about Saturday's club cross country? Epic conditions in Golden Gate Park. Cole Hawker and Bethany Haas won on modified courses. I saw some clips from this. This is crazy. They had to change the course because bad conditions. A tree fell down. Speaking of trees. So they ran
They should have got this note.
Yeah. That's why you don't mess around with trees. They ran the whole course on essentially a dirt track that was, I want to say, 1,200 meters long, wide. So a lot of people could fit onto it. But it was just very interesting to watch the gun go off and like hundreds of runners start to do laps on this extended track.
Was there a lot of lapping going on?
There was lapping going on because this is club cross, right? So this isn't all professionals.
Yeah.
There are runners of varying quality
abilities
here.
Yeah.
You saw the finish line. Like I saw Hawker. It was a little muddy, like a little bit torn up on the end, but it held up pretty well. Now I'm sure there was. Keeping track of laps of everybody
I feel
must have been absolute nightmare.
Do we know Cole Hawker didn't run 1,200 meters shorter than everyone?
Well, and the course wasn't 10K because he ran 26 something. So what? But I don't care about that. It's cross country. Yeah. Who cares? But it was just. It was just a strange sight. It reminded me one year at FloTrack West. They were at Mount Sac, but the rain had made the course unrunnable. It was one of German Fernandez's year. So guys, it would have been German Fernandez's senior year. And they created this course. It was all concrete. And you're just like weaving through parking lots in like a junior college. It was very strange because you're used to watching them run up these hills that people have written entire stories about, right? Reservoir Hill and Poop Out Hill and stuff. And then here's like the West Region National Championship decided by like who can like run past like parking lot AC 3-4 and then turn right. It was very, very, very strange. But yeah, it was wild. If you get a chance, people check out the videos or the clips from it. But it was crazy and interesting to see Hawker running a little bit of cross.
Yeah, he wasn't that good in college cross, right? I don't think he was.
Wasn't like tier.
Yeah, he wasn't like he was like 40th to 100th most of these years. My question, the point I want to get to, we're putting an end to cross country season. It's coming to an end. NCAA's, high school.
You want to rank every meet?
Oh yeah, after you rank every meet, I want you to tell me your favorite color of all the jerseys. No, I want you to. When you look back on this season of cross country, both high school and college or professional, technically not really professional, what are you going to take away
from the cross country season?
Yeah, what's the most memorable thing from the 2022 cross country season, all ages?
most memorable thing from the 2022 cross country season. I'd probably say means NCAA's, right?
No, you can't say the meet. You just say a moment, like a thing.
Oh, moment when the scores kept flipping back and forth between Oklahoma State and NAU.
So your most memorable thing is watching a computer screen.
The people react to the computer screen.
People reacting to the computer screen.
Yeah, because in the distance was the computer screen. In the foreground, between myself and the computer screen, was a whole bunch of fans from both teams.
Reacting.
And
then the actual race was happening over there.
Well,
that wasn't the moment. It was the reactions to the computer that was following the race.
Yeah. Well, the race, but when it finished, I meant when it finished and we were finding the final results, not who's leading at the 4K, and not that.
Okay.
That 3 or 4 minutes of confusion right after. That's what I remember.
The most memorable thing is confusion.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just like, because it was so close, so you figured it could go either way, and then just seeing you. It's pretty rare to see fans at cross country react like they're reacting to a baseball game or a soccer match when one moment you think your team has it and then the next moment it's ripped away from you.
My most memorable moment was the friends I made along the way.
Okay, that's good. Adam follows up on the Club Cross thing, says the track, quote, was paved with a little dirt on top. He said he ran the official course, 62 years old. Mud, dirt, grass, and paved track. 100-foot eucalyptus tree. Fell during his race. So it was his race. He was on the actual course when the tree fell, and then they had to move it for the other races because the tree fell.
Jump over the tree.
I think it was in danger of hurting people at that point.
Dangerous tree?
Yeah. It's a 100-foot tree. You don't know much about trees is my takeaway from this pod.
No, I don't.
All right. Oh, here's Colt's most memorable moment.
Oh, yeah, this is the most memorable moment.
Yeah.
Made the local news, former UT runner, illegally abandoning the UIL cross-country championships, the Texas State Championship.
Strange story.
You were there in real time. You saw it happen.
Strange
That's
then.
your most memorable moment,
yeah,
too. Now you think about it.
I guess I forgot about that. Strange then, still strange now.
Yes.
Not sure what's going to happen next if there's any other chapters to that story. But never seen anything like that either. You're right. That should have been it. Good call, Colt.
Thank you, Colt. That's what producer Colt's the best.
Yeah. All right, what else? What else have we got today?
Got some track news.
Track news.
Let's start with Rudisha.
Oh, Rudisha, involved in a plane crash. He's okay. Was in a small plane flying to a track competition. The engine had problems. They tried to land the plane, but upon trying to land the plane, it hit a tree, and then they crashed into the ground. You see some of these photos of Rudisha posing with the plane. Apparently only one person was injured, which I have no idea how only one person walked away from this thing. If you scroll even further down, Colt, you can see the second photo in there. There's one just of the plane, I believe, too. Man, I just remember he had in his... Earlier, remember he's involved in a car accident that was super duper scary. Like, so glad he was able to walk away from this one.
Okay. We know for sure everyone's okay. Right?
Yeah. Well, he said one person was injured. Look at that plane there.
But
Look at that plane. That's crazy.
Not like they're going to be okay, though?
It just said injured. I have no idea.
Can we assume they're going to be okay?
You can't assume anything.
I want to assume they're okay. Because if I can assume that everyone is okay, that photo of David Rudisha posing wearing a cape in front of a broken plane is the most hilarious photo I've ever seen.
That's a cape? Okay. But maybe...
He has a cape on.
Was he wearing that to the ceremony? Because he was going to like the Messiah Olympic ceremony.
I don't know, but it's like... It looks like a... I don't know what it's like a weird like movie set, like Marvel character or something. Like he just... Doesn't look like a... There's ridiculousness to this.
My first thought wouldn't be okay. So here's the thing:
he's wearing a cape and posing and pointing at it like he did a failed magic trick, like abracadabra. I just crashed the plane.
My first thought wouldn't be to pose in front of it. I'd still be freaked out. But also maybe like since he's a celebrity, like here's proof that I survived.
Yeah.
Because there's probably a lot of people with like rumors and stuff of like, oh man, this guy
wasn't actually with the
died.
plane. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or he wasn't even involved in it. It's like he put himself like, in front of the plane so that way all the fact checkers out there can get it right.
So you know how they do like banana for scale? He's like celebrity for scale. You got to put the celebrity in front of
just to know he's okay.
The story, so people know that it's not a fake celebrity story.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought, man, this guy's had a lot of like close calls.
And again, the fact that he's safe is great. So therefore, I can kind of look at this photo and be like, that's kind of a funny photo. Like, I kind of want to buy that photo and make that like a poster in my house.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That seems like bad karma.
But no, everyone was okay. Everyone's safe. It's so fun. It's
like that last picture.
It's the fastest man to ever run 800 meters in a cape in front of a plane crash.
Yeah. I'm guessing.
It looks like a set.
I'm guessing the cape is involved in what he was going to do when he got to the Messiah Olympics. I'm guessing that's why.
I'm assuming so too, but it's like the way he's posing too.
Yeah.
It just has like a very like, voila.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't think I've seen anyone pose at a crash site before. Yeah. Right? Have you?
It's like that meme, you know, the Spider-Man meme where the guy's putting up like the 2 fingers at the gravesite. Like,
yeah.
That's what it's like.
Like, hey, they tried to get me, but
yeah.
Thankfully, everybody's okay.
Everyone's okay, so that's why you can make jokes, but
yeah, still crazy. I mean, I read the first part of the headline, like David Rudisha involved in a plane crash, and I thought
of a Roy Halladay situation.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
R.I.P. Roy Halladay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. This is what Rudisha was doing.
Yeah.
Does it have the same kind of vibe? No?
It was just, it was strange.
It was strange.
Like, when I saw it, I was very happy he was okay.
But it was strange.
But then it was also strange. Also, like, not only no injuries, but it's like, you can't even, like, he's not cut on his face or anything like that.
It just seems like...
Look at the plane. Like, that's crazy that a plane could do that. And then, I guess his jeans are a little scuffed up.
Maybe.
That's just from climbing out. I don't know. Be careful. Be careful.
Wear seatbelts, kids.
Yeah, 100%. Be careful. All right. This story made national news. Read the headline here from NBC Sports. Long jumper accused of false information to get Olympic spot. So it says a long jumper, 2 officials from Albania could face bans after they were accused of submitting false information that helped the athletes get a spot at the Tokyo Olympics last year. It says the AIU charged long jumper Izmir Smajlaj, Albanian Track Federation president and the Federation's general secretary, with disciplinary offenses over a competition held in Albania in May 2021, 2 months before the Tokyo Olympics. Basically, they said he won this competition and he jumped a national record of 8:16. They submitted that result, but they're saying that was not legit. He jumped 7:86 ultimately at the Olympics and did not qualify for the final. Now, there's other countries that are on the let me get this right. There are other countries that are on the competition manipulation watch list. Albania, Turkey, Uzbekistan, Moldova, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, and Armenia. So, pretty crazy thing. We think about cheating in track in terms of doping, but there's also the idea of just like, hey, this mark isn't legit, and then it gets submitted because there's so many track meets all around the world, and so many athletes either don't have the resources to travel to big meets or can't qualify to big meets, so you have to run these smaller meets. And how do you know for certain that the marks are legit? It's a like a real problem, a real issue.
Couple questions. How did they find out?
Yeah, that's a good. I'm guessing someone
whistle blew.
Yeah, because you look at his profile, pull up his profile. It's not as if the guy has never jumped far before. Like you pull up his World Athletics profile. So this was they said 8:16, right?
Yeah.
The mark in question. So he's jumped 8:11 before, right? So it's not too far off.
It's not like me going out there and saying I jump 8:16.
Well, there's marks that you could do that very clearly people would say, okay, that's not real. Now, this year, 2022, he jumped a 7:66 and a 7:79. That's indoors. But 2021, he had some high 7.8s, and then at the Olympics, he was a 7.86. But it's not as if he was completely out of place. So this isn't a case of a guy totally faking his entire track and field career and then showing up at the Olympics and being exposed.
Which is a great idea for a movie or maybe even a documentary.
Yeah.
That maybe you and I could
do. I'm in. But like, he's not jumping over 8 meters consistently, but he's in the high high sevens.
He's
all the
an
time.
athlete.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. So the 8 whatever he had jumped gets bumped up to 816, and then away we go. But I'm guessing what they've looked at is they've got information, got intelligence from these countries. They've probably looked at patterns of performance, right? Some of this is probably very research based of what do they do in country versus what do they do out of country.
Yeah.
And there's probably a difference that throws up a big red flag.
It's like a flag alert. Yeah. But let's go back to, so I'm trying to think, like, is this possible to go to like an extreme where, the same way, like, one person dopes, all right, but then you have a situation like Russia where it's like a whole organization, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's ever going to be a like underground, like, I will create a track meet for you type organization? Was like, like how they did it for the kids who wanted to get into schools, they put them on fake scholarships, Operation Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
Will there be Operation
Paris 2024?
Paris 2024.
So the whole premise of the meet is just we're going to bump up your
Bump
marks.
it up. But like, oh, we're measuring in centimeters, but we're going to call them inches.
Yeah.
So everyone gets a little plus, a double in distance.
Here's the problem.
Like the stopwatch goes really slow.
If you're,
it's like this weird rigged stopwatch that goes 0.9 for every 1 second.
Yeah, you have to get the timing company that's just not above board.
It's like Omega, but they spell with the O, it's a 0. So it says Omega. It looks like it's Omega.
G
but
goes the other direction.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. If you're going to do anything wrong at a track meet, you better be really buttoned up because the amount of people at a track meet
I think you can
is
pull it
so
off.
large. No, I'm not even talking about fans. I'm just talking about the amount of the officials, the starters, all the competitors. It'd be very difficult to rig a track meet.
No, if you okay, all you gotta do is rig the timing system. If you can rig the timing system so it makes 1 second actually be 1.1 seconds long,
but
that means they're gonna be, oh, that's what the clock says. And they're like, all right, but there's gonna be video footage. You record it, fast forward or slow it down, whatever, fast forward the footage to match it up so then they can like look at it real time. All you need to do is just have the timer and the videographer in cahoots.
Yeah.
People in real time are not going to be able to know. You cannot, with your own eye, watch a 10-second race and be able to know like whether that was a 9-8 or 10-2.
I can, but yeah. A lot of times I'm like, that didn't look that fast. And then
calibration.
nothing really comes of it. No, I'm saying if you had I'm talking about your idea of having a meet all premise around this. That would be difficult to do.
And only, but yeah.
There's too many people involved. It's like if Ocean's 11, like instead of that crew.
So it's more than 11. I mean.
It'd be like Ocean's 411. It'd be so many people involved.
Hey.
It's a track meet. That's the downfall of track. There's so many, and what's good about it, there's so many people involved. Everybody would have to be really committed to getting away with it.
We can do it. We can try.
I don't know. I have better things to do than to bump up a long jumper's season's best. This is one of those problems that just comes with the sport, though.
Bump up a long jumper season's best. That's basically what we're doing.
Yeah. But this is like, what do you do?
Yeah, that's the problem with a sport where
you can't say you can only go to like
World
these
Athletics
types of
officials
because there's not enough.
Yeah,
and then it ceases to become a sport that's accessible to the entire world. So like this meet where he competed in, what was it called? It was in Tirana in Albania. Like you can't just be like, all right, we're not gonna
let you that count.
Yeah. Or even national championships. Like there's so many countries that have athletics federations, all their national championships, like those have to count at a certain point.
I think the only way they could actually do it is if World Athletics said only these people are approved to sanction a meet.
Yeah.
And like if you don't have this person, then it doesn't count. Is like, but we have our own guy who can film it or time it. Nope, doesn't matter. You need to have an official timekeeper emblem or whatever. Yeah,
but I think the process now is because they're on, what's the word? Not probation. Watch list. There's going to be oversight, right? There's going to have to be people coming in and making sure this is done. All these meets are... Because this is just one country.
Yeah.
But there's also Turkey, Uzbekistan, Moldova, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan.
I want to circle back to this idea of putting on a fake track meet to get our boys and our girls into the meets we want them to get into. Colt's got this research paper. It's titled, How Many Co-Conspirators Can You Have Before Your Secret Leaks? So right now we have
Popular Science. All right.
3 co-conspirators, you, myself, Colt, because he's listening. So sorry, Colt, you're roped into this.
Well, the chat, too.
And the chat. So everyone in the chat, you're now, if this happens, you may be getting a letter from the government. But it says how many people?
And for those of you planning a conspiracy, this is from Popular Science. If you want to keep things a secret for 5 years, have less than 2,531 people in on the plot. If you're shooting for a decade, 1,257 is the largest you can go. If you want to have a conspiracy that lasts a century or more, like the Da Vinci Code, you don't tell Tom Hanks, that's for sure. They need to keep your numbers relatively small.
We could do this. This is
people.
possible, man. And we only need the conspiracy to last for 4 years, Olympic cycle. We can make this happen.
Track people talk, too. They're not.
We can find a track meet where everyone is in on it. That's what Swarthmore was.
Wow. You're going to get in trouble for that one.
For those who don't know, Swarthmore, notorious for really fast 1500s.
Troy asks, how does the time certification process work? Do you want to weigh in on that?
I don't know, but I'm sure there is a...
Well, I can tell you about the world record process. So when there's a record
yeah.
and they need to go through that process, they have to check every single little thing. So you check to make sure the wind gauge was right? You check to make sure has the track been certified, right? The drug testing, the timing system. Like there's a series. It used to. I'm sure it's digital now. But when I wrote the story on FloJo's world record back in 1988, there was like a literal checklist that they had to go through and make sure every single one of those steps is completed before it could be ratified as a record. The timing system, I'm sure there's a margin of error that they're allowed to operate within, and then you just kind of go from there. But again, there's so many meets. You're right, and we've seen.
It's not about the meets though. It's about the timing companies.
Right, but there's only so many timing companies that can get to so many meets.
Yeah, and
we've seen legitimate timing companies make errors before because they're timing thousands of races.
How dare you speak blasphemy of the timing world.
It's law of averages, right?
Yeah.
There's a margin of error. Some of them are going to be wrong. So that's one thing with the times. But if we're talking about a measurement, right, long jump, I mean, there's an automated way that they measure the long jump now, like in big time meets, but like it's not that hard. This is one of the easiest things to cheat in if you're literally measuring it with a tape.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's how many people are 6 foot? Like they're all 5'8", 5'11".
Yeah, you can read you can read what the measuring tape is and wait, what'd you say? 709 or 790, and then it's written down.
Yeah, now, rake up the thing and you're done.
But I'm sure they weren't just looking at one instance here, right? They had enough evidence to know that someone changed, and perhaps something was filmed, right? So they could see the jump and they could know, okay, that was below the 8-meter board. But it's just hard when you have world-class athletes trying to get world-class marks in meets that also include theoretically amateur athletes who are just out there competing, and they don't need that high standard. Yeah. The other athletes do. So then you introduce the idea of foul play, you could get away with it. It's not that hard to get away with.
If they could...
I'm surprised you don't see more of this.
I know. Well, we see like marks get nullified. Like we had that one, that Swiss guy.
Yeah, Alex Wilson.
And then the one with the college kid.
Oh, yeah. Out in
Mount Sac.
Yeah.
But then he ended up actually running really well. So. Yeah. But that specific mark wasn't factual. But yeah, it happens. I'm just thinking about how to pull this off. I mean, if they could, the McDonald's Monopoly game, that was rigged the entire time.
Oh yeah, they're making a movie about.
They made a movie about it. So, what if we just rig a track meet?
I don't want to. I want a regular track meet.
What if I told you?
I think McDonald's knew it was rigged, though, right?
McDonald's
that was just somebody like stealing from them.
Yeah.
Well, no, they didn't.
McDonald's didn't know. It was someone within
the company that was
running it knew. I don't know.
Okay, I don't want to get sued. So
yeah, we're fine.
I'm just speculating.
What if I told you though? There is a major track meet.
Yeah.
That was rigged. We just don't know about it. Law of averages, at least one of the track meets that we have watched is rigged.
What do you mean rigged? Do you mean rigged like the outcome of the race was rigged, or do you mean certain person's marks were falsified?
Marks were falsified.
All of them, or just random people were decided to be falsified?
Random people.
Just for the hell of it? That seems really weird.
I don't know. I like to think that, you know...
I mean, the reason that people...
So many track meets, there's got to be some... I mean, clearly there's foul play here, right? The Albanian mark, 8:16, wasn't real, so...
Yeah. But that's, like, easy. You'd think someone changed that because they wanted him to get the qualifier.
Yeah.
So, boom. Now you can qualify. Like, that's a very linear thing. Most of the times, in the bigger meets, there's some people that are going for qualifiers, but most of the time they've already qualified, right?
Yeah.
So really it would be, how do you get an advantage over somebody else, not how do I just get into the meet and how I get an advantage over someone else. That's, you can fake the mark all you want or fake the time all you want, but if first place is there and second place is here, it's like pretty obvious. And the more cameras you have, the better too. I don't know.
And also AIU, always finding a way to get their name back into the news.
They're good, man.
AIU, you know, like whereabouts failures was big in 2020. Then the doping stuff in 2021. I mean, there's always doping stuff. And now you have fake marks.
Competition manipulation.
Competition.
I think this is gonna be a big focus as we're going forward, and I think it's important, especially if that many countries are considered on the watch list. They're probably, you know, that's a lot of athletes who wouldn't be going to these meets. And maybe, I mean, we could go back and look, I guess, right? Look at the last couple World Championships or Olympics. Like, was there a huge drop off in seed time to actual performance for those countries? And is that what precipitated more of a investigation? Or do they just have more resources to it and they call these people up and say, hey, you're on the ground in this country.
There was a
what do you think's going
rumor of a Minnesota long jumper, like wrong mark. Which I'm Googling right now.
Well, do you remember
there was like
that early season 60? Was that last year with the false start? That
there was
call?
that. But there was
that's more of a judgment call.
There's like a female long jumper who potentially didn't have a real mark. I can't.
All right. Gordon can't find it, so good job. I'll read some comments while you're doing that. How about that?
I found it.
Is this currently, or is this?
It's 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not gonna. All right, read comments.
I found it. I'm Googler.
All right. Someone asked, how long, this is 10 died, how long till we start seeing all-time marks in the long jump again? What do you guys think? David says, Fred Curley should try to break the world record in the 400. Donovan says, technically became the 16th furthest jumper in history last year, and this year the sixth furthest jumper indoors. Long jump. Do you have thoughts on long jump? When are we going to see it back?
When is it going to be back to?
So, high jump had a moment for a while. Men's high jump, right?
Yeah.
Women's high jump is having one right now in terms of top flight people going for the record. Triple jump, of course. Rojas is awesome. We see these events move in cycles.
Yeah.
Will the men's long jump
ever
have another cycle, or was it so impacted by having 100-meter runners and just specialized that it can't get back there?
I think it's never going to get back because I think someone like Carl Lewis exists today. Carl Lewis is he's Fred Curley or, Trayvon Bromell, where they're like focusing purely on the sprint. Like we just don't, there's the way the sport's handled, there's no incentive for an elite sprinter to become an elite long jumper as well. Maybe bowling, but bowling's kind of doing it kind of as a side project right now with getting into the long jump, but eventually bowling's going to be like, I'm either going to go all in on a long jump or all in on the sprints. I think something about that era is that there was a lot more emphasis on being great in the long jump.
But Powell wasn't a sprinter. I mean, he wasn't a 100-meter specialist.
No, but like...
I guess you could argue Lewis pushed him.
Yeah.
There's more depth.
You only try to be as good. That's also big. You only try to be as good as the competition in all the sports. So, I think a reason why you might get a lot of really good pole vaulters in these next 5 years will be because Mondo's here. And so they know, okay, yeah. I shouldn't be shooting for 6 meters. I need to be shooting for 6:15. Mm-hmm. But if Mondo wasn't here, everyone would just still be shooting for 6 meters.
Yeah.
I think it's the same concept.
Well, yeah.
There's no point to shoot for 8.9 meters. You shoot for 8.5 and you're like, all right, I'm the best.
Okay, I think that's part of it. I think the amount of people maybe doing it at younger levels is down. And then the other part I do think is just the cyclical part of it, right? So let's look at the dates of these performances here. So TJ Gale in 2019, 869. That's the most recent one up there. And then we had Echeverria. Echeverria went on a heater. Remember when he almost jumped out the pit? That was cool. That was some cool clips. That's 2018. So we got some 8.6s. We've talked about Tentacle as well too. It's just a matter of getting somebody up into that 8.8 range.
And make it happen. You just need some freak athlete to be like, I'm here.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What's happened in women's 400 hurdles?
I mean, the idea that the men's shot put world record was going to get broken like 5 years ago would have sounded
stupid,
crazy. Yeah. And as I'm saying, these events go in waves. So if another 10 years we don't have a men's long jump like big time moment, then it's an issue. But I just think the way track works, I think it might come back around. All right, other comments. David says Mondo is going to have no competition for the next 5 years. True, if he's at his best. But there's also going to be those rare times when he's slightly off his best, and then that's going to help pull people along.
Yeah. He's so young, though. He's like, what, 22 still?
He's 23. He's serving as a rabbit, sort of. He's like a pole vault rabbit, where he goes out front, and he's going to start putting these high heights out in early rounds, and people are going to have to do it to match. Because I think at a certain point, especially with diamond leagues and stuff, where it's just like, why not just go for it? Like, people are going to try to match what he's doing. Olympics, you're going to play for the medals, obviously, but there could be some people taking some big swings. I don't think he's going to lose, but I'm saying I think that does pull people along.
Here's like a question about like sports science, maybe.
Yeah, I'm the perfect person.
The first person to break 10 seconds. Who was that? In the 100?
Was that I'm blanking on his name.
Whatever.
Jim Hines, right?
Okay.
First, hold on, let me get this right.
At the time, we probably thought Hines was like a once-in-a-generation athlete.
Jim Hines, yep.
Once-in-a-generation athlete. Oh my goodness. This is never going to end, right? But now, breaking 10 is high school kids do it sometimes, right? With wind. But like, the college kids always do it. College kids do it, right?
Yeah.
And it's become a normal thing where like the top
you say 19
30 people every year are breaking 10. When was this?
Is it 68?
So how many 50 years? 60 years ago?
68.
So let's say 50 years from now. So in 2072, will we be having, any given year, 30 people jumping what Mondo's doing now?
No.
Why not?
Because the rate of progression slows down at a certain point.
But how do we know that we're in a rate that needs to be slowing down? How do we know we're still not at the edge of a chart? Like, we're not near the plateau of the chart. Like, maybe we don't know that, like, we're still like 1,000 years away from like peak,
I mean, do you see how he did that flip after he won? That was pretty cool. You think everybody can do that? I think with technology, you never know.
Yeah.
And especially with pole vault, because maybe there's tweaks they can make to the
poles.
Or maybe is there an Alpha Fly version of the shoes that could help them as well too? But it's slowing down. I guess the other part is pole vaulting now equivalent to what sprinting was in 1968? I still think it's farther along. So I'd be surprised if it progresses at that rate.
It's an interesting thought process, because then you think like, whoa, and then you do another 50 years out from that point, you keep going, and then all of a sudden you imagine a track. And like, if you were to go to someone in 1912 and show him the 2022 World Championship footage, what do you think their reaction would be?
What planet is this?
Right?
Yeah.
They would probably be like, what the heck? Like 9.7? Like, there'd be, what's going on? Because they've been running like 10.3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'd be surprised by a lot of things. They'd be like, dentists? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Color on a TV screen?
Reality shows?
Reality shows?
What's the deal with White Lotus? 2 seasons?
Don't tell me I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. Here's some spoilers,
No.
folks.
Right though?
Yeah, I think we're going to be shocked by the progress. But then you could say, well, what happens if you were a track fan in 1993 and you saw Mike Powell and Carl Lewis, or not 91, sorry. Mike Powell and Carl Lewis duke it out in Tokyo. And then what is that now? 31 years later?
And it's like
literally still the defining moment of the event. You probably would have been accused of being trapped in the moment. Like, no, dude, that was cool, but
that's a good point.
In 20 years, people are going to be jumping 9 meters all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Lewis has the famous, mythical 9-meter jump that didn't get measured properly, right? But I'm guessing people in like the late 90s or mid 90s, or even after Powell did that jump, people probably, or Beeman. Think about Beeman did in 1968, did 890. Only one person jumped farther than that since then. So I think if you, in someone in the 70s, they're probably like way out there. Hey, in 50 years, everybody's going to be jumping 9 meters. Nope. You're going to be only one other guy is going to jump farther than you.
That's a good point.
One time.
That's a good point.
So we don't know. It's unpredictable. You don't know when it's going to be a hill or a valley, right? And right now, it seems like
It's like that quote from The Office. If you don't know I wish I knew I was in the best times, whatever, enjoy. I don't know what the line is.
What is it?
I don't know. I am bad at podcasting.
Quote.
It's a great quote.
Can you put that?
It's in my head.
Put that on.
Put that on a t-shirt. I'm bad at podcasting.
Your fatal flaw with podcasting is sometimes it requires you to know fully where it's going.
My older brother was on his first ever podcast.
Yeah?
And he was very proud. He sent me the link. It's like a 13-minute podcast about tech. He works for a lighting company.
Okay.
And he's like...
Which tech podcast?
Tech Report something.
The New York Times tech
podcast?
Podcast? That's a good one.
No,
okay.
It was just...
The Verge?
No. We don't need to diminish the size of the podcast.
No, I'm saying, it's great. They're probably getting more listeners than this one.
No, but he was talking about light switches. And, he was asking me for tips of how to like be a good podcast interviewee.
What'd you say?
I didn't give him. I was like, nah. It's
in your blood.
Well, it was the first time where, like, I'm always trying to. You always try to be like your older brother. Roles have reversed. The older brother's trying to be like the younger brother.
Yeah.
He wants.
Did you do good? Did you listen?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
A couple ums. Couple uhs.
Come on. Has he listened to you?
He does not want my dyslexia of
I hope he during Christmas just plays it over and over again.
He's like me saying Ingebrigtsen effed up and not knowing if it's Mackay or Micah Williams.
You did good on Ingebrigtsen.
Yeah.
David says, by 2030, I think there will be a few people able to break Bolt's records. And then Bill says, super polls are coming.
I like that. Super polls? That sounds fun.
Yeah. 2030. I mean, what did I say about Bolt? I thought this generation, no one's going to break it. And then it's going to be another generation. So 2030, no, I still think he'll have it.
By 2030?
I think Bolt will still have it in 2030, yeah. Do you have a day in mind?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it, though.
Okay, before then or after?
I have a future on it. I want to make my money.
Okay. You really?
Yeah.
Colt, you got anything? How good does it feel to be back producing the show?
Glad to be back. I will be gone Wednesday, but
that's how glad he's to be back.
Lasted.
Getting more people emailing about the gift cards. Just so people know.
When are we doing this gift card thing?
I'm going to bring in some envelopes and some stamps. Friday is when I was going to bring
it. We're doing it Friday?
I was going to, yeah.
How many do I need? Because some of those gift cards I don't. One of them is a $200 gift card. I don't think I should be giving someone a $200 gift card.
That's what I'm saying. People know this is a joke, right? Like the gift cards are going to be for places you probably don't go to for small and random amounts.
I think I should have one good one though. I'll put the $50 one on there.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. For me, it's going to be more the personalized note.
Yeah.
That's going to put it over the top. People are going to be like, "Wow."
Okay. We'll have a bunch of gift cards. One of them will be for $50, which I won for the costume party for Flo. For my...
Wait, to where? It's just
the company Halloween party. I won the $50 gift card.
No, I know. To where?
It's Visa.
Oh.
It's just cash.
Remember how you said you didn't get your co-host anything?
Well, you can be on the wheel. You can spin it.
No, it's not a wheel. It's people keep emailing. They keep emailing their
Do you listen to the pod?
Spotify rap.
Do you listen to pod? You used to listen to the
I
pod.
downloaded it. Yeah, I listened to you and Lincoln
Yeah,
when I
that
wasn't
was fun.
on, so I knew what was going on.
That was actually a fun thing to do when we were 3 hosts and we rotate. We'd listen to each other's pods.
yeah, especially because we didn't know this is early pandemic stages,
Yeah.
so we're all over the place, more so
Yeah.
than now, which is hard to believe. And I wouldn't even know what you guys were talking about until I. And oftentimes it seemed like you guys didn't know what you were talking about. You and Lincoln had a really good dynamic.
It was fun.
It was.
Maybe we'll put Lincoln on the pod one day.
I mean, that would
Bring
be,
him back.
that'd be great because I could listen to it. I think that's going to be it, though, for this show, huh? We're getting ready for some best of. So next week, what we're going to do, we're going to do Wednesday, Friday this week. Then next week, what are we going to do? Record 2 on Monday and 2 on Wednesday?
Yeah, then release them 2 per week.
Yeah, so we're going to go, next week, we're going to go Monday, Wednesday. So that would be let's open the old calendar. The 19th and the 21st, we'll release a pod. And then we'll release one on the 26th and the 28th. And then we'll be back full-time on January the 2nd.
I'm excited for 2023. Do you have I already have my
23 things to be
23
excited
goal.
about
yeah.
in track in 2023?
No,
That
like
show?
my personal.
Oh,
Because I'm gonna
I'm thinking
dunk.
about the show.
I got dunked by the end of the year, and then I
Yeah.
have my 2023 goal ready.
yeah.
You're gonna like it. You're not gonna think I'm gonna be able to do it.
Haters make you famous, man.
So I got first pull off the dunk though.
Yeah, once you finish this one.
I got fish dunk.
All right, good luck with your tree.
Thank you.
Hope that goes well. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks to Colt for producing and creating some awesome graphics for today's show. Really push it over the top. I feel like it. Enjoy the gift card there, $4. You spelled dollars wrong.
There are $4 on this. Maybe I just give the guy a gift card. I don't want him to take my tree, so I just give him a gift card.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. Thanks, Colt.